Hey guys, I'm Robbie Krager, the Flip Flop Flipper. I'm a value add real estate investor and I've been doing this for over 25 years. We've done thousands of deals. It's our heart to do more deals and to do deals with people in our community. So, to that end, we've started building a community of like-minded real estate investors and entrepreneurs, and we're inviting you to come and join us. If you want to kickstart your real estate investing career, if you want to get out of the rat race, maybe you've thought to yourself you've always wanted to do a buy, fix, and sell, or you've always wanted to own rental properties, but for whatever reason, the job's too difficult, you don't have the money, you don't have the time, whatever your objection is, guys, we're doing the hard work for you. We want to make real estate investing easy for you. Check out a recent clip from one of our master classes and then join the community. You're going to love it.
If we're talking Puerto Rico, now this would be what I'm about to say is just Puerto Rico. If you're not on the island and you want to do business, you want to do deals in Puerto Rico, the number one thing you could bring to this island would be capital. Because there's no shortage of deals. There's shortage of capital. Capital is the biggest problem of all. The deals I'm in right now, I spend so much effort on the money side, like 10 times more effort on the money side. And the deals are way better than my US deals because I got to convince someone to bring their money to the island and they just don't know. And that's why Robbie it partnered with people. He has no problem finding deals. He's always raising capital for those deals and he partners with people. So like, guys, go get some money, convince that money to come to Puerto Rico. You could reach out to Robbie and say, Robbie, I got some money coming with me. How do I participate? Robbie's going to cut you in on the deal because you're bringing the most valuable thing, which is money. Because now Robbie can do all these deals because he's got access to capital to do the deals.
So guys, I think these classes that we do every Thursday, they get better and better, but we're in for a treat tonight as we have Jerry Norton. I think he probably needs no introduction to a community of like-minded real estate investors, but just in case you've been living under a rock and you don't know who Jerry is, he's the flipping genius himself. And he's basically the go-to guy to teach people and has built communities over the years that encourage people to become real estate investors, specifically in wholesaling all over the country. Jerry, I'm sorry that I don't know how many hundreds of millions of dollars of real estate you and your teams have done, but I know it's massive. And Jerry and I are both living in Puerto Rico. We've met a couple years ago. We've become friends. We're doing deals together, and hopefully we're going to do more deals to come real soon. So with that, guys, let's welcome Jerry Norton. And Jerry, thanks so much for coming and joining us tonight.
Yeah, thank you, Robbie. It's great to hang out with you. I love being able to spend time with you. So thanks for having me.
How are you?
What's up?
Hello.
Good. So first of all, like wheels are turning in my head when you're talking about bring capital to Puerto Rico because I have a network and we can talk about that. But my question right now is I'm an operator 10 years and yeah, I've gone through all the mistakes and all of that. And now I'm looking like my challenge is to sell and I want to sell for a higher than market price. And that's my challenge. That's what I'm figuring out. And actually, I'm working on doing different things to do that. But how would you do that? Like when you buy low and then you fix and you flip, how do you flip? How do you sell on the flip side?
For me, that's the easiest side because what I'm doing is I'm going to list it with a top producing agent in that market. I'm going to try to price it at the top of the market if I can, and I'm going to get what the market's willing to pay. I mean, that's the part where it's all over with. Now it doesn't matter because you're at the end and it's going to sell for what it's going to sell. You got to price it right and you got to sell it. Where you win is not then. Where you win is when you bought where you bought it. That's where you win.
That's the game you're playing.
Yeah, the market's going to pay what it's going to pay, and you don't have any control over that.
Mm-hmm.
So I would be looking at the market saying, okay, well, what is a house like this fixed up in this condition? What am I going to sell that for in the market? Do I have data to support that? Do I have comps? Do I have a good competent agent who's going to market this thing the right way? And then at that point, did I get it right on what I think it'll sell for, or am I off? But the numbers don't lie. You know, comps are comps. That's the market is what it's going to pay for a house like that. And as long as you did, you know, as long as your condition matches that price point, it's going to sell, assuming you price it to where it'll move. But that's not really where you win in flipping. Where you win is, did I buy this thing deep enough to where after spending the money on the rehab and after selling it at market value, I have a big enough spread to make a profit.
Right. So you're only in like good markets. Like what kind of markets are you in? Because some markets are slow. Some markets are just slow. It's like it's not as hard unless you like really, really dip down below because some markets are just slow, you know?
Well, so for me anyway, I don't like to flip unless I'm in high price points.
Right.
Yeah, generally speaking, now it's not hard and fast, but because it's all a percentage of profit. So I shoot on in the US on a flip, I want to make 15% of my sale price. So if that means, if you think about that, if I'm going to sell a 250 house, I'm going to buy it for 100, put 50 into it and sell it for 250, right? Or whatever. If I want to make 15%, then I'm making 37.5. Well, I'd rather sell a $600,000 house to make 15% and make 90.
Yeah.
So it's all, to me, it's the same time, energy, and effort. It's the same amount of work to do a little deal as a big deal. Why would I do a little deal? So I try to move into higher price points. Like, for example, I got a flip right now where I bought it for 500. I put 100 into it. It was a 30-day cosmetic rehab. So in and out 30 days, all in for 600. Took an offer. I got 3 offers on the table right now. We'll probably land at 820. So I'm going to net, after everything, 160 to 175, depending on, where I pencil out at. One deal, 30-day flip.
Yeah,
Now,
so
most people
you're
do a
making
flip like
20%
that.
cash on cash return there, or 20% all in price, right? You're in for
My point with
600,
that
you make
is-
160,
Yeah.
you're over 20%. You're killing it.
My point with that is I still had to do a rehab. I had to find a deal, close on it, fund it, buy it, rehab it, sell it. So I could do that at $250,000 or $300,000 and try to make 40, or I could do the exact same thing at 800,000 and make 165. It's the same work.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Okay.
Shai,
Well,
I
so
think if you're stuck on wanting to sell it above market, you can almost always sell a cash flowing asset above market as long as you're willing to be the bank. Now, I don't know if that lines up with your investment thesis moving forward, but if you've got something worth 500 and you want to sell it for 650, but you're willing to take 100 down and then finance the rest, you can often find buyers for that. In fact, there's whole groups of people out there that look for no equity deals. And
I've had an offer like this 2 years ago. At the time, my investors were not ready for this because they were not familiar. They're like, what if they stop paying? But I'm willing to like review that option as well. And anyway, I would love as a new Apex member to look at this deal, at the deal I'm currently on, from like to like audit this deal. I just don't want to take up too much of your guys' time, but I'm going to be like maybe uploading a bunch of information on the Apex, or I can talk one-on-one with you
feel
guys,
free to upload your stuff into Apex and let's have conversations about it inside of Apex. Yeah, definitely.
Just make a community post. We'll go after it.
Make the post. Let's start a conversation around it.
And I have questions about new construction if you guys have experience with that, but we can talk about that later too, because right now I'm on deal.
Yeah,
Jerry's doing a new construction.
Good new construction experience. Ask your question.
That's it. Do you do new construction? And like, because I have the person who helped me like build my 7-plex, we're also partners on doing construction, and he has a license. So
okay, what are these to flip or to hold?
No, they're to flip, like single family home, buy land.
Yeah. I love that model. So what is your question on that?
I've never done this before. I'm waiting to sell this before I do anything else. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, you run numbers very similar to a rehab, except rather than buy the house, you're buying the lot, and rather than rehabbing your building. But at the end of the day, it's all running the numbers. Like, what can I sell this new construction spec flip for? When I flip, I want to make sure that there's a market for it, meaning there's other spec flipping happening in the market. I don't want to be the only one that's doing a spec flip in the market, because then I don't know if it's going to work. So I like to be the number 2 guy, meaning I like to find somebody that's doing it really well. There's a market for it. There's sales happening, figure out what the numbers are and the model is, and then go in there, buy a lot, build a house, sell it. And so the numbers are very similar though.
And when you build, do you just find a general contractor on the market, or do you work with a specific one, or?
Yeah. So then what we like to do is, if it's a one-off, or if I'm only doing one per year in a given market, then I'm going to hire a builder or a GC. And I know I'm paying markups. I know I'm overpaying, but they're going to manage the process. And I gotta now manage the builder. So it's not like I don't get to manage, I get to manage the builder. But once I've dialed it in and I have consistency happening in the market, and for me, I do luxury. So these are multi-million-dollar. Once I'm doing 3 a year in a given market, I switch from a GC to a payrolled foreman. And now I'm paying that guy $110,000 a year and a truck and whatever benefits. And now that guy's going to manage my 3 projects. And now I'm taking his $110,000 salary and I'm splitting it between 3 projects. So it's only costing me, $35,000 per deal in my oversight, in my supervision.
So good.
Okay. Because now I have enough going on to where I can bring it in house and save a ton of money.
Awesome. Okay, and the last question. I never raised capital, but I think I have a lot of connections where I can possibly raise. So it's like I just want to figure out how to like approach potential investors.
I mean, they got to be willing to come to Puerto Rico, and you got to tell them, look, it's not a third world country. It's not Costa Rica. It's Puerto Rico,
So for this, I think I'm going to be doing a webinar with you guys, and I'm actually like working on doing good webinars. This is from Russell Brunson. So we can combine these skills and figure it out. Yeah.
Nice.
Awesome.
Good.
Jerry, love you. Been following you for years. I got into wholesaling because of you.
Thank you.
Currently wholesaling in the DMV area.
Oh, good.
And somebody that's doing some work in Puerto Rico invited me to the group, and they said, it would be a good idea to maybe look at wholesaling in PR and, helping people find deals. So my main question was, is agent outreach a viable way of finding deals, being that there is no MLS in PR?
Yeah. So if you're going to come and try to wholesale in PR, it's like you're going back to the Stone Ages. You're going to do it like I did it 20 years ago, meaning it's going to be driving for dollars. It's going to be door knocking, and it's going to be agent relationships, and it's going to be networking with other investors. That's how there is no data. You're not going to go get a list and cold call it. None of that's going to happen, right? You're going to have to get scroungy and roll up your sleeves. But if you're willing to do that, this is what I tell people. If you're willing to identify an area, learn a market, I would reverse engineer it. I would go to Robbie and say, Robbie, where are you looking for deals? Tell me where I should go. Robbie's going to say, I would love to buy here, here, and here. And you go knock those doors, literally knock doors, drive around and knock doors. You figure out who the agents are in that market, and you talk to every single agent that lists homes in that market, and you get them behind you too. That's how you'll get deals, and that's how you'll kill it in Puerto Rico.
Beautiful. So go
Jerry,
to buyers first.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but when you're thinking of wholesaling on the island of Puerto Rico, and you guys are both wholesalers, I have wholesaled, but that's not been my forte for the last 25 years. When you're thinking about specifically island of Puerto Rico, how do you go about building your buyers list? Or do you have any tips on that? Either of you, I'm asking both of you.
I mean, for me, I think the buyers list is right in the real estate investor community. Your group and Zach and Catherine's group.
The RIA,
I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because what happens is people who come to the island, we very quickly congregate together. There isn't really people that are like owner operator guys like you and I, just dudes doing deals. They're all getting involved in that group because we're just this little island here. And so everybody starts to know everybody pretty quick.
Yeah.
So I don't think you really do anything. You just get active in the local groups, and
you just show up.
Just show up.
Okay.
Just show up and say, who's looking for deals and where are you looking? And I want to go be a finder for you. Tell me where to go. And then you go pound the pavement and drum up some deals. That's how I would do it if I were going to actively wholesale here.
Awesome. Thanks.
Okay. Is there a particular reason why you don't actively wholesale?
I'm just not at a place to go door knocking. But so I do, but like I do here in Palmas And my goal, so my market, if you say Puerto Rico, is pretty much Palmas, because there's 27 neighborhoods here. It's a huge market. There's everything from condos to townhouses to single families to luxury. Like, I got my little playground. And in my playground, which is where I live, I want to know every single thing that's going on. I study my market. I know every house for sale. I know what the condos sell for. I know what the beach club does. I know what it all does. And I know who all the agents are. And if I see an agent here that I don't know, I call them up so that now I know them. You know what I mean? So like, I know what the vacant houses are because I'm driving around in my golf cart. So in that regard, yes, I'm active, but I don't have time to drive all the way to Fajardo and start learning a neighborhood. You know, I'm not. So Robbie does. Robbie's neighborhood is the whole freaking island. Like he knows it all really, really well. Like he'll go to Rincon and do a deal, and then he'll go to Isla Verde and do a deal, you know.
Yeah.
But he gets around. I don't really get around that much in Puerto Rico.
He's downsizing to the top half of the island.
Oh, okay. So he's not going to Ponce to do a deal?
I'm not going to Ponce, and we moved west, Jerry. So we've moved kind of center west so that we can be closer to Rincon. And I'm doing that specifically so that I can put eyes on something that I haven't had eyes on before, right? Like I do know the metro area pretty damn well at this point. Yeah. But I don't know Aguadilla and Aguada and Isabela and these towns that I think are really cool, and that there's some great real estate deals over there. Plus we have a project that's sort of evergreen in Rincon that we think we can turn the juice up on and really get it humming. So we're trying to be kind of center west.
But if you think about like Pedro Cardona, I mean, I think he's doing what, 40, 50 flips a year, maybe? I don't know if he's doing that many.
He's doing 25 to 40, I bet. Yeah, he's doing a lot.
So that's an active flipper. If I was going to start wholesaling, like outside of just what I already do, I would go to a guy like that and I'd say, dude, tell me where to go. Tell me what you're looking for. Tell me what your formula. I would reverse engineer it. We call that reverse wholesaling. Find the buyer and then go find them deals. I would tie into who the flippers are on the island, or even the buy and hold guys that are looking for Airbnbs and stuff. And I would go source and find them deals.
Yeah, I think that's great advice.
Makes sense. Thanks, Jerry. One quick last question. What's the best way to find the real estate agents list in for PR?
I mean, I would just go get it off of realtor.com, Zillow, right?
That information is available, but there is no evidence.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff that never makes it there, but you can go online. I mean, most agents I would join every single real estate Facebook group. So like, I try to get on as many real estate Facebook groups as I can in Puerto Rico. And if I ever see one I'm not on, I try to join that group just so I can see what's going on there. I want to just know what people are doing. And agents post their listings all over those sites.
Okay, and that's how to source agents in any particular group. All right.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
But once you identify, I would start with an area. Here's what I would do. I would start with a flipper, know his area, go in his area, find out who the agents are in that area, because agents are very geographical, right? Like they like to specialize in neighborhoods. So like Palmas, the agents in Palmas, most of them just do Palmas. Now, outsiders come in sometimes, but for the most part, 80% of agents just do Palmas. So that's the agents I want to really network with, because every day they're going on appointment. Every day they're talking to sellers. Every day they're driving around, right? They're going to know when a deal comes up.
Right. And in this case where there is no MLS, there is no public records, you have to literally, if you're not on the island, you have to trust what the agent is saying to you, right?
I wouldn't try it if you're not on the island. I wouldn't try it.
Oh, wow. Okay. I was trying to see if I could do it virtually. But...
No, I wouldn't do that. I've never told somebody not to virtually wholesale, but I would say don't do that in Puerto Rico.
I've never heard you say that.
It's a first. You're hearing it here first.
Because if you're going to virtual, there's way easier places to virtual than Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Because you just introduce yourself a ton of headache. It's hard to comp. You can't see it. Everything in Puerto Rico is moldy and rusted, you know?
Yeah.
So like, it's going to be really hard for you to get your head around if you're not there.
Right. Okay. Maybe with boots on the ground, that is like on point, maybe.
Maybe.
not. Okay.
Maybe. Yeah. But again, you're doing something harder than it needs to be. Go if you're willing to go virtual some US market and you'll do way better. Be easier.
I'm virtual now. So
Okay.
I'm in New York and I do the DMV. So,
All right.
you know.
So you know.
Yeah, so it's working out good, great. All right. Well, thanks. Appreciate your time, Jerry. And
Great
everybody
questions,
on here.
John.
Great question, Jerry. How many conversations are you having when you're anchoring people? You're giving them your bottom number there. How many of those do you think it takes you to get to success?
Yeah. Here's what I'm convinced of. If you can make 5 offers a day, now they don't have to be written, they can be verbal. 5 offers a day, not follow-ups, but 5 new offers a day. That's 25 a week. That's 100 a month. You will get a deal. If you're willing to make 100 offers in a 30-day period, you will get a deal that you can wholesale for 10 or 15 or $20,000. You will. It's just the stars are going to align. You're going to be talking to the right person at the right time. They're going to say yes to your offer and you're going to get a deal. To me, I tell everybody, if you're not making 5 offers a day, you're not going to be doing deals. And then in time, now you start getting follow-ups that happen. So the follow-ups are in addition to the 5 a day, but you're going to start building a bunch of maybes and I'm not quite ready yet and call me next month. Now those start to come through a little bit. And in time, I think 5 offers a day could turn into 3 to 5 deals a month if you are consistently doing 5 offers a day.
And guys, if you can do 3 to 5 deals a month and making $10,000 to $15,000 a deal, you're out of the rat race. You've quit your 9 to 5 job. I mean, you've changed your stars.
That's life-changing.
That's life-changing for sure. That's a winning lottery ticket.
And 5 offers a day is about 3 hours of consistently on the phones to get 5 offers a day. About 3 hours of time on the, so why can't people do this? Everybody listening can do this.
Hey guys, if you like that, I told you would. We've got a library of content just like this. It's actually long content. So we've got fix and flip courses. We've got a whole library full of these master classes. Each one is better than the last. Come and join us on Apex. If you want to become part of a dynamic community of real estate investors, if you've been looking for a way that you can get out of the rat race and maybe become a real estate investor and change the stars of your life, let's do this together, guys. Real estate investing is a team sport. We want you to be part of our team. Join us on Apex.